course, George Bean and Dr. Ford.
You got that one on?
Individual important announcements.
You know what? I have an instrumental.
What we need you to do is go to Census Gospel.
Those of you who are watching by way of social media, we're getting ready to go live on the Thaddeus Matthews show. All right, another interesting show on
TV.com and vote for your miracle. Remember I told you this. Make sure you be one.
Nominate today online at CentralStateGospelTV.com.
Go to Center Stage Gospel TV.
Jim, your daddy being short, you ain't all that tall yourself. Why am I on the screen? Why am I on the screen?
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the
Give me my intro.
Banquet and Event Center? Yes. Station, you will be your party.
No, I ain't commercial playing, but they got me live on the screen.
Host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. All new.
We having a problem that we had the other night.
The views and opinions
With what?
expressed on this talk
Somebody
show
is coming
are
up.
those of
Was
the
the
talk show
commercial
hosts, the
running?
producers, and or
Because
persons
I was
appearing
showing,
in
was the
the program
commercial running?
and do
No, no.
not reflect the views and opinions of
It's
the
a what?
SBP network.
I'm showing them now.
This program may include strong
Only
images and
difference is the
language and may
commercial's
not be suitable for
double
all
like it was the
audiences.
other night.
Viewer
But somebody is
discretion
coming tomorrow and
advised.
fix it.
Y'all want to be quiet over here? And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. And good Thursday evening to you, and welcome again to still the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the most informative, the Lord's not giving a damn who I talk about television show anywhere in the country. And tonight I'm going to deal with politics. I'm going to deal with some local stuff that's going on here. For those of you who are watching me around the country, it will affect you as well if you got black folk in office. And because a lot of our black politicians really just don't give a damn. Okay, they don't give a damn about what's going on in our community. And if a black politician is not there to enable us to be a better people, to enrich us and to empower you, what the hell you got them in office for? Okay, I got a couple of politicians in the House on tonight that's supporting the Thaddeus Matthews show. Early voting does start on tomorrow morning. But if you do not see them advertising on this show, they don't support black business, okay? I even got a white politician that called me, and he's on the show. His advertising is starting on tonight. He's not here. That's in the person of David Lenore. Let me tell you something. In voting, quit voting just because somebody said they are Democrat or they are a Republican. You want someone in office that is going to do something for the people, okay? Somebody that is going to do something for the people. I know some of y'all are talking about if you're gonna still talk about them girls, that ain't even my concern at this point. Okay, I did 2 shows on Brittany and Bianca. I have moved on to that, to the little fella that wants to be a talk show host, who still wanted to go live about me today. You just want to be relevant, son. You want me to make a name for you. You mean absolutely do to me. Okay? So you keep on talking. You keep on talking about you want to be an activist. But what I see when I see these young activists out here, and you talking about you want to make a change, well, damn, why do white folk own y'all? See, white folk have created organizations that they realize that they can't come into our community to do anything. They can't make their own slaw. So they find themselves some handkerchief head niggas. They find themselves them Negroes who want to be looked up to. So they go and say, look, we're going to elevate you. But on this show, we're going to expose them. We're going to call them out exactly the way that they are. And that's what's happening all around the country, not just in Memphis, Tennessee. White folk understand one thing, that we are a reactionary people. So when the white man comes and says certain things, we get upset. They can't get nothing done. So they go and find these young Negroes who think that I want to be like Massa. I'm gonna do what the Massa said do. So you sell us out. Now I got 2 politicians. One I've known for about 30 some years, all the time I've been in broadcasting, and one that I know since almost he got into the world. I've got Eddie Neal, who's running for State Representative District 93, and Justin Ford, who's running for the State Senate District 29, a position that his uncle, John Ford, held for many, many years. Then his aunt, Ophelia Ford, held that same position. Now, I'm going to ask Justin tonight, because, and we're going to clearly air on something. I'm going to ask Justin tonight, did he really whoop that woman's ass? Okay, I'm going to ask Justin that, because he was all over the news at Church's Chicken, of all damn places. You're going to get your ass whooped at Church's Chicken. So I'm going to, because I believe that matter has been resolved, but we got to talk about it because it happened. I looked on TV and saw my dear friend in the back seat of the car at the Church's Chicken. I said, well, damn, Justin, you eating chicken on a Sunday night? You at Church's Chicken trying to get you a 2-piece. But we will talk to Justin and why he should be elected and some of the things that Justin Ford has done. And I want to clear the air that also, that because Justin is here does not mean that I won't hit him with the hard balls. Because one of the things we have to also talk about is, Justin, what have you done? A lot of people may not have known the things that Justin Ford has done. So we'll be talking about those things as well. And with Brother Eddie Neal, look, that handkerchief head Negro, G.A. Holloway, it's time for that Negro to go. He only likes the camera. What has G.A. Holloway done in your Orange Mound community and in this area of the city? We're going to talk with Brother Eddie Neal about that. Early voting does start on tomorrow. I know that Lee Harris is running. He a Democrat. Lee Harris don't give a damn about black folk in this community. His record speaks for itself. Do not vote for this handkerchief head just because he cut. No. Look at his record. What has Lee Harris done? Now, we do know he's in bed with all the white voters. Okay, we know that. We know that they're pushing him, they're supporting him. He a Democrat. Let me tell you, black folk, quit getting excited about partisan politics whether you are a Democrat or whether you are a Republican. Democrats only play you when they need you. Okay, what they're gonna need, another EBT card and some more Section 8. They're gonna create Section 9 for you. And that's what you look for. You're looking for the poor man's organization. The Shelby County Democratic Party in this town, Shelby County, is broke. They ain't got no money. They can't even help their candidates. You got candidates paying into their party, and the party could not even help them with advertising, can't help them with doing anything, but you want to vote because you call yourself a damn Democrat. If you are on fire, what can the Democrats do for you? They ain't even got enough pee to put the fire out, okay? We need people that are going to represent us, people that are going to go to bat for us, whether it's on the city level, the county level, and definitely on the state level. We need people that are going to function for us in this community. It's time for black folk all around the country. Quit letting these kumbaya, let's go to the mountaintop ass Negroes coming to you and telling you, we shall overcome. When the hell are you gonna overcome? Singing them kumbaya songs, we shall overcome. And when we gonna overcome? Like I told them a few months ago when they were talking about Martin Luther King. And the theme was, where do we go from here? If after 50 years, the man been dead and stinking for 50 years, yes, he's stinking. Don't get mad because I said that. If he dead by now, he's stinking, okay? 50 years later, where do we go from here? If we have not realized what we need to do to go on, then we as a race of people, we are in absolutely detrimental shape. When we look at all of the crime in our community, where do we go from here? We look at all of the unemployment and the underemployment. Where are we gonna go from here? I don't know what we gonna do. We need Martin Luther King. Well, Martin ain't coming back. And these Negroes that you got representing you now are not fighting for you. They want to be team players with those who come against us in our community. So Lee Harris, let me go back to Lee. Lee Harris. Lee Harris. Why would black folk give him your vote? Lee, and I pulled his city council voting record. 4/17/2012, Lee Harris voted against a development that was going to hire local minorities at a livable wage. Wait a minute. Now, Justin's cousin, Edmund Ford Jr., just got a $15 per hour raise for city employees. Lee Harris wants to be the county mayor, and he voted against a development that was going to hire local minorities at a livable wage. May 15, 2012, Lee Harris voted against a permit to allow a soup kitchen to feed the needy. Now ain't that a damn shame? Don't even want the hungry people, the homeless people, to have a place to get them no soup, get them no something to eat. And y'all want to give him a vote? He voted against a permit, just a permit, to allow the needy folk to have something to eat. Oh, you can't vote for him. 6/5/2012, Lee Harris voted to close Whitehaven, Pine Hill, and the Riverside Parks golf course. In fact, he's the one that made the motion. Lee Harris voted against restoring $264,626 for funding the Second Chance program. He don't even want to give people who made mistakes in life a second chance. So I say to you, don't give Lee no chance at all. Then all you police officers and those of us who live in crime-ridden areas, And we always talk about we want more police and we need more police in our communities. Lee Harris voted to raise taxes and cut police by $6 million, preventing Memphis from recruiting and retaining police officers. And that was the year that we broke the homicide record. That was done in 2013. I pulled this record. Lee Harris cannot be trusted. He's the wallet carrier for white developers, the white bigots that want to take over the entirety of Shelby County, but they need a black face to do it. He ain't gonna do a damn thing but go and ask Massa, what should I do? Should I let the good colors have the crumbs that fall from the table? Hell no. We cannot allow this wallet-carrying Negro to come into office. When you go to the polls on tomorrow, vote no for Lee Harris. Vote for Mr. David Lanier. Tell you what, let me get busy. I got Mr. Eddie Neal. I'm gonna bring him up first. And then I'm gonna let Justice over there. And then we're gonna deal with Justin Ford in the second half of the program. What I say to you, each and every one of you that's watching me by way of TV, and I will be telling you every night, reminding you every night until August 2nd about the voting record of Lee Harris. He may be a Democrat, and some of y'all die-hard Democrats, but do you really give a damn about political politics? Until 1963, we were voting Republican anyway. Do you really care? You should care about somebody that is going to get the job done. I'm asking for everyone, when you look at these commercials that are running, you take down the names of everybody that is supporting this program. How can a black politician not advertise on the most watched and listened to black program in the area? How do you do that? You spend money with white folk, but you want the black man's vote. Let's say no to these Negroes. When you get to their names, vote for the other folk. Or just don't vote in that race at all. We're gonna take a commercial break. Then we're gonna come back with my good friend, Mr. Eddie Neal, running for House seat 93. Orange Mound, you need this man. You need this man. In fact, he's represented you in 2006 when he was appointed by the county commission. This was after the death of, after Henry Brooks left, okay? And she ran for city council. What did she do? County commission, whatever she did. Okay, she left. And he was appointed at that time to take that position. G.A. Holloway is a joke. He's a political joke who has not gotten anything done. For those of you in the Orange Mound area, you need help. You need someone on the state level that is going to bring money into that area, that's going to work with the people that's on the House to bring benefits to you. And I ain't talking about no damn EBT cards and no Section 8. I'm talking about bringing employment, bringing revenue, bringing money into your community, creating bills that's gonna kill and eliminate the blight in that community. We're gonna talk with Eddie Neal after these commercial messages. Turn that up a little bit for me.
One of the young men that I coached at Manassas, that's why I volunteered to coach. And that's why I'm running for county mayor, because we need more after-school programs.
Bring that chair. We need to set up out here.
Programs. We need to invest in our schools and our youth. We need a mayor who will fight every day to keep gangs, drugs, and violent criminals away from our kids. I'm David Lenore, and I'm asking you to join our team. Together, we can build a safer, stronger Shelby County.
His father was a Memphis police officer. Fighting crime was in Floyd Bonner's DNA. In his 37 years in the sheriff's office, Floyd Bonner has made a difference. as an undercover officer, head of narcotics, and today as chief deputy. That's why he's been endorsed by Sheriff Bill Oldham and nearly every public safety organization. Because Floyd Bonner is ready to be our next sheriff and committed to keeping the people of Shelby County safe. Floyd Bonner, ready on day one.
When you look at the words service, integrity, and accessibility, the definition always comes back. State Representative Barbara Cooper of District 86. Barbara Cooper works tirelessly for the citizens of District 86. She returns calls. She holds town hall meetings. She works to get results, not just follow-ups and praise. Not only does she sponsor legislation, but she holds community meetings to keep the citizens informed.
Change it all.
Come on. Property tax assistance. Y'all must be a rule this. Crime and job in the district. Her record of service is undeniable, not just for District 86, but for all of the state of Tennessee. When her speaks of her age, ask him, what have you done in your short life? And then tell him, I'm voting for proven service and a proven servant. Barbara Cooper has sponsored 63 bills and co-sponsored 818 bills. Vote August 2nd to re-elect Barbara Cooper, State Representative, District 86. Early voting starts July 13th. Paid for by friends of Barbara Cooper. In this day and time of tragedies, everyone needs to know how to come to the aid of others. Mid-South Supported Living, located at 2564 Appling Road, number 107, can provide you with that knowledge. They will teach you the art of CPR and first aid. Who needs this training? You do. If you are a parent, business owner, security guard, do you own or work in a church or daycare? Then you need to learn these life-saving techniques. This course is only $60 and for ages 8 years of age on up. Call Mid-South Supportive Living at 901-590-2275 or go by
Justin helped my organization twice. You got my vote. Everybody need to vote for you. I got you. September 1. But you have helped so many people, seriously. So you got my vote. Well, I was too. Chi-Town got you. I got a couple more shows you can come on. Okay? Give Angel your information.
In 2010, Justin was elected as the youngest member to ever be elected to the Shelby County Commission. He served as chair from 2014 to 2015. He has served on all 14 commission standing committees. He oversaw a $1.6 billion budget, and under his tenure, Shelby County experienced a $26 billion surplus. As chairman, Justin Ford instituted a summer youth program as well as a 501c3 grant program where proceeds were made available to each of Shelby County's 13 districts. On August 2nd, vote for a name that you can not only pronounce but recognize as a name that you can trust.
Yes, pronounce the name.
Justin Ford, State Senator, District 29. Early voting starts July 13th through the 28th. Paid for by the committee to elect Justin Ford, State Senator, District 29, Joe Ford, Treasurer. Allison Brundley is a woman who believes in community service, having served in the healthcare industry for over 30 years. Member of the Davis YMCA's Board of Directors since 2015. Volunteer for the Save Alcee Elementary campaign. She was a delegate to the National Democratic Convention in 2016. Member of the Shelby County Democratic Party's Executive and Steering Committee from 2009 to 2017. member
Was
of
Mr.
the
Neal
Democratic
in that
Party
one?
of Shelby County since 2014, and her list of her commitment to the Democratic Party goes on. Now, she wants you to elect her as the
And him.
Democratic State Executive Committee woman for District 29.
We got
A
time?
position that has
Okay, don't worry about it.
but just the reward of service to the Democratic Party. Allison says her political goal is to unite all Democrats and develop stronger, more effective leadership at the state level. So on August 2nd, vote Allison Brownlee, Democratic State Executive Committee woman, District 29.
What we got?
Hello, my name is Eddie Neal. I lived in this community for more years than I care to admit. And I want to be your representative from State District 93. Our current legislator, Mr. Hardaway, is more concerned about what's happening at the Landis Center in Mississippi. There's a killing and carjacking happening right here in our city every day. There's dilapidated buildings. There's torn up this and torn up that. If you will elect me, give me your vote, I guarantee I will address all of our problems. Here's something that you haven't heard before. I give you my word.
Orange Mound.
Somebody said somebody. No, wait a minute, brother. You said
all the citizens
those
of
wings taste
House
like funky
District 93, you deserve better
How you
representation
know, man?
than what you presently have. You deserve more than someone who wants only to be a showboat. You deserve more than a representative who's concerned about who's singing at a concert in Mississippi. You deserve a man that is going to bring economic empowerment back to your community. You deserve a man of conviction, a man who gives his word and stands on it. A man who in 2006, the Shelby County Commission, because of his integrity, chose him to represent you in Nashville as the then representative was leaving office. So on August 2nd, vote for a strong man with a strong voice who wants to make District 93 stronger.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. My guest right now is Eddie Neal, candidate for District 93 State Representative.
Eddie Neal, glad to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Daddy.
Y'all hearing him good? Going to have to talk right into it, Brother Neal.
Thank you for having me.
Who is Eddie Neal?
Eddie Neal is a great-grandfather, grandfather, husband, father, neighbor, friend, enemy. You have it, you name it, and you got Eddie Neal. And more than anything, somebody that really cares about their community, somebody that don't sit around and talk about something and not willing to do something about it. That's who Eddie Neal is.
You've lived in that district for how long?
50 odd years.
50-some years.
Yes,
That's basically the Orange Mound area.
yes. Orange Mound, Glenview, Bethel Grove, College Parkway area, South Mid area, Parkway Gardens, those areas.
When you look at the district, what is the biggest issues that you all have that need to be straightened or corrected in that district?
Good question. I'm so glad you asked me that. Since I've been campaigning, most of the questions and most of the comments have been about crime. There are some people that living who are afraid to come out their house.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come out during nighttime at all. They are actually afraid. They're afraid of being robbed, murdered, carjacked, burglarized, you name it, you name it. There's you know about the child that was murdered while riding in the car with her mother. That's what really got me pumped up here now. I just can't forget it. It bothers me to think that you can murder a 2-year-old child in the city of Memphis and go right back to business as usual. And then when I looked at my state representative, I saw this joke on the TV. He's concerned about somebody getting whooped, and he up to voted cameras talking about what's happening at the Landers Center in Mississippi. And people are actually scared to come out their house.
What do you actually think of G.A. Holloway and his representation these years that he's been there?
I promised my son that I wouldn't be nasty.
Well, don't be nasty. So I'm going to go to the bathroom for a minute. Tell us the truth. See, the people in that area need to know the truth.
Yeah.
And we can't keep on decorating the inability of these so-called politicians to lead us. What do you think about G.A. Holloway and what's happened in that area?
My personal opinion is he's a self-serving individual. He don't care about the least of God people. For everything he does it for show. He'll show up somewhere when it benefits him. Like you just said earlier, he loves to be in front of a camera. But when it comes to doing something for the least of God folks, that's not him. That's not him at all.
You served in the capacity of state representative, I believe in 2006.
Yes.
You were appointed by the then county commission.
Yes.
There were many other people that were trying to be considered. What do you think was the main reason that the county commission at that time selected you?
Well, you know you have to go through a screening process. They went through a screening process, and David Lillard, who is now the treasurer of the state of Tennessee, he was on the county commission at that time, and he kind of egged me on to put my name in the pot. So I did, and I'm just proud to say that I received everybody's vote. Everybody that was on the county commission voted for me because they said that I had integrity and this, that, and the other. You don't like to pump yourself up, but I am a fighter. I am a fighter. I'm not a scared type guy.
Mm-hmm.
If there's problems in my community, no matter what the problems are, I believe in confronting the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I can recall going, to a town hall meeting, and I just can't talk about this later, I sure hope. And the sheriff then was Mark Luttrell.
Okay.
And as you know, the sheriff don't patrol all of Shelby County.
Mm-hmm.
He patrols Arlington, Germantown, Millis, and those areas. But Memphis is in Shelby County. I've met a lot of people in my district that don't know that we're in Shelby County. They don't know.
I know that. I ran into that a few years ago when the election was going on. I think I was on the radio there. And somebody called me and I can't vote.
Yeah.
I said, what? In the county, I said, why you can't vote? I live in Memphis.
Well, that's Shelby County.
Yeah, but look, let me stop right here. If you live in the city of Memphis, you can vote, okay? Memphis is within Shelby County, because if you own a house in the city of Memphis, you're paying city and county taxes. Go ahead on, I just want them to know where they live.
And but that reason alone, if I'm fortunate enough to get elected, I'm going to sponsor legislation mandating that the sheriff, no matter who the sheriff is, no matter who the upcoming sheriff is, if I'm elected, I'm going to sponsor legislation mandating that the sheriff patrols all of Shelby County, which includes Memphis. Let me ask you this. Would you purchase 2 automobiles, make payments on 2 automobiles, upkeep?
Wait a minute, let me stop and do something. Let me tell this punk ass Mac Freddy, you're on my page. Let me tell you something, man. And he's a little young guy that wants to be an actor. Man, I don't give a about you. Okay, I don't give a damn about you or the womb that you came out of, brother. You attacked me on social media the other day over this killing that took place. First of all, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Nobody recognizes your ass as an activist. And this ain't what you want. Okay? See, I went and pulled your record, man. Tell the folks about you being a drug dealer. See, when you talk about you want to be an activist, tell the whole story of who you are. Okay, and I'm sorry I gotta do this, but you on my page, brother, you are nobody. You are a nothing ass nigga that wants to come and appear on my page because you want to be made to be relevant, brother. You ain't did a damn thing in this community. You on your little live, and when I don't come on your live, folks send me that stuff, and I listen to what you said about me, brother, you don't know me. You don't know what I've done in this community. I was doing what I was doing in this community when you was just some sperm running down your daddy's leg. Okay? I've been doing what I do a long time. So, brother, see, when you come out here and you want to start talking about what you want to do in this community, have a track record. You can't come from the dope game and all of a sudden you want to decide that you want to be a big player in this thing that we call politics because you want to get your gold teeth weighing self on TV. Brother, I'm not what you want. I don't give a damn about you young boys. You young boys have a death wish. That's the reason y'all act like you do. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Ain't scared of nothing now. Okay? Ain't scared of nothing. But you want to come out and you want to deal with that issue that you knew nothing about. See, I've got connections within the police department. I can pull numbers and call folk and find out exactly what's going on. Don't nobody know you, man. And for you to come on my page tonight, and we're not even dealing with the girl. Hell, she dead, I'm through with it. Okay? I gave the information. See, y'all don't call white folk. When white folk are talking about what's going on in the news, y'all don't talk to the white folk. You don't call, but you want to talk about me. Man, you're a nothing ass nigga to me. Okay? You mean nothing. Did you go to the bank today? Why you talking? Were you able to go to the bank? Do you have a damn job? If you ain't got no job, you wasn't able to go to the bank today, then what we gonna talk about? Okay? We ain't even on the same mindset. We ain't on the same level. But you coming on my page, brother, with this madness, and you knew nothing about all of a sudden, I'm gonna get justice. You ain't gonna get a damn thing but disappointed. Okay? If you don't know the law, study the state legislators, the people that's running on the state level, and find out what the law is on self-defense and things of this nature. You want to be somebody. Okay? Go and stand at the grave of Martin Luther King and go to the damn mountaintop. Tell the niggas you gonna overcome. But on this matter that you're getting yourself in, the case is already closed. And if you would look at it objectively, young Negro, you would understand exactly what's going on. Now, as far as I'm through with the dead girl, I'm through with the live girl. That's old news to me. I've got to move on with what we can do to prevent the next child from being killed. And that's the reason we've got to have someone on the state level that's going to create laws. Because see, here's a law that I like to see, Brother Neal. And Justin, when you get up there to be the senator, here's a law that I like to see. These folk that's out here videotaping, okay, instead of doing something, they should be charged, okay? If someone is being murdered, someone is being killed, how do you hold a camera there? And I looked at the film, the girl bleeding, and you still got the camera going on. There should be some legislation put in place. And hopefully you, Justin, can get together and I know the white folk want something. Hell, the white folks scared to come to the black neighborhood too. And white folk, I'm scared too. So don't, hell, I got to be ready the word said be ye also ready. You got to be ye also ready when you out in the wilderness where these Negroes be. But what I'm saying to you, young boy, please grow up. I ain't what you want, okay? I'm not what you want. If you want to practice, see, I hear you Negroes talking about Black Lives Matter, but it don't matter to you until it's black folk being killed by white folk. But as long as black folk are killing black folk, you niggas ain't nowhere to be seen. Amen. You ain't trying to overcome. And before, young boy, before you get into this business, I'm the master in this town, and I'm the best you got in this city, hell, probably anywhere in the country. But I'm the best you got in this country when it comes to investigating and getting the issues correct. That's the reason mainstream media follows my lead on a lot of stories. I saw my good friend, in Channel 13? I know with the red hair. What does I know his name? Scott Mattis. All of a sudden, he finds the tape. Got the tape on my page. Okay, the tape was on my page. So Freddie Mac, go on, brother. Go play with the little children. If you want to learn something, brother, how to do this business, I'd be willing to sit down and try to educate your young ass. Because I'm the best at this. So if you want to be tutored by a grown man that already know the business, that can tell you how to be an activist in this business, then that's when you call me. But one of the things I want to see done, and I'm finished with you. If you say anything else, brother, you gone from my page permanently. Okay? Now, you're running for office. We need some changes, Brother Neal.
Sure do.
Okay? We need some changes in our community. When I look at Orange Mound, I see the blight, I see the poverty, and I see that chicken-eating G.A. Holloway. He ain't worth a damn, okay? Trying to have a Steve Harvey mustache to cover up his ugly ass mouth. He ain't worth a damn. He ain't did a damn thing in Orange Mound. And then when I saw him on the TV in Mississippi,
Right.
okay, Mississippi, what didn't want Cat Williams to come to town?
Yeah, he didn't want Cat Williams to come to the Landis Center because
Get a little bit closer.
because he had some kind of confrontation with some lady that he knew. So,
Well, hell, we all have confrontations with women, don't we, Justin?
Let me,
Go ahead.
I heard you speaking about the young man there.
Uh-huh.
And then, if I'm fortunate enough to get elected, I am going to sponsor legislation mandating a 10-year prison sentence for anybody firing into a house and automobile.
A 10-year sentence, mandatory.
Mandatory 10. No probation.
No probation.
No time off for good behavior. You will do the entire 10. You will do the entire 10 years. Yes, sir.
Wait a
Yes,
minute.
sir.
If you fire a gun,
If you shoot into a dwelling where there's people
uh-huh,
and an automobile, because nowadays they shoot into your car now. When you're going down the street, you're supposed to drive up.
so that's it, and that's even, don't, now,
If you don't-
if somebody get killed, you're gonna get life.
If somebody get killed, whatever.
I'll talk right into it. Take it, like you're at church.
Okay. If somebody gets killed, then whatever law applies to that goes into place too.
Mhm.
Now, the judge may be able to do something with that. He may be able, some lawyer may get a chance to make a deal, but a mandatory sentence, you can't make a deal.
Mhm.
If you're found guilty of a mandatory law, you're gonna do that entire time, no probation, no time off of good behavior, you'll do the 10 years.
This idiot here won't be on my show. Idiot, what the fuck, excuse me, what I bring you on my show for? Nigga, you are nobody, you are nothing ass nigga. You ain't coming on my show, you want me to make you somebody. If your mama couldn't make you nobody, then damn, I sure hell ain't gonna try to make you somebody. So get off my page, Negro. Gone.
So that's what we got to do, because in too many cases, I tell you what I found to be the case. In too many cases, when you see these people, like the little girl that was murdered while washing dishes. Now that kind of stuff may not bother some
Yeah,
people, but that
yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me when I see a two. I got grandkids, great grandkids. 2 years old, one year, 18 months. I got small grandchildren. And God knows I wouldn't want anybody to shoot in the house and murder one of my grandkids.
Mhm.
And if my granddaughter is washing dishes, she ought to be able to wash dishes without being in fear of her life.
Oh,
She,
cause it's hard to get them to wash dishes.
yeah, of course it is. But while she washing dishes, a bullet shouldn't come through the window.
Right.
And kill her, So I'm tired of that. And I tell you what I noticed too. And I said I wasn't gonna even mention this, but you got me fired up now.
Five.
They last August, the Tennessee Black Caucus had a meeting out here in First Baptist Broad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so disappointed, because most of the people there, they were concerned about the crime and stuff too. But if you didn't know any better, Thaddeus, you would have walked into that meeting and you would have thought that it was a meeting about helping the perpetrators of the crime. Nobody mentioned the victim. Some guy got up and spoke before I did. He said, you people are concerned about the wrong thing. You should be concerned about the victims of crime. They're more concerned about the perpetrator. Get a program for this, get a program for that. If you want to be a social worker, get you a social worker job. But if you are a legislator make laws that makes it safe and convenient for all people.
Folks that's out here killing folk, the only program they need is an obituary or film program.
I'm in agreement.
Jesse can help them with that too.
I'm in agreement.
Yeah, see, we are too soft on the criminals.
Yes.
Okay? Some of these folks don't want to be rehabilitated.
No.
That's their living, robbing folk. And I believe y'all kill them. I believe if you're out here robbing and killing, you are supposed to be graveyard dead. Okay? Shoot him in his ass. If he robbed you and you get a chance to pull your weapon, shoot him in his ass. Kill him dead. And see, when you start killing some of these stupid young asses, then we're going to have a better society. I don't blame the white folk. I don't get mad at the white folk when they call some of our young folk heathens. They is heathens.
Absolutely.
I don't know some Americans either.
I don't know what you could call a man that would drag an 81-year-old woman to her death. Old lady out here at some apartment complex, she stopped by on a mission of mercy for a friend of hers who was sick. Guy came along and grabbed her pocketbook, and she held on to her pocketbook and drug her to her death. And she's 81 years old. I understand why these people that I've been talking to are afraid to come out their house.
So
don't come out.
If you are elected, you're telling the people right now, you're not for the perpetrators, you're for the victims, and you're going to be trying to create laws that are going to save folk. Folk can feel like they can go outdoors, they can go to the grocery store. Hell, you can go to your mailbox.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Some people are afraid to do that. Yes, they're afraid to do that. I'm going to do my best to sponsor laws that will put you in jail and keep you in jail. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time to stop accepting what's happening in our community. We just accept it, go on and on and on and don't do anything about it. You accept it, and then we're full of excuses. We are full of excuses. We blame the victims of crime. She shouldn't have been out that time of night. She should have known better than to go to that store. This shouldn't have happened, or that shouldn't have happened. If you're a victim, you blame the perpetrator. I recall this young lady that was stopped by over here at Night Arnold and Perkins some years back. I can, that kind of stuff don't leave my mind, because I got young people in my family. Lady stopped by the ATM machine to get us some lunch money. These two animals came up out the dark and murdered her. Murdered her. Yes, Now, what do you do to people like that? Do you slap them on the wrist, put them in jail a few years, let them go, and then they get back out and do the same thing again? And do the same thing again. So yes, I want to make a difference, and there are some things that a legislator can do to make a difference.
What about economic empowerment in that community?
Oh, there's a lot of things that we can do. There's so many things that we can do. I'm in the construction business, and if a lot of young people want to learn the construction business, they can come to me. They can come to me. I'll give them a job and let them work. They can learn the construction business. I've been in this business for almost 52 years, and it hasn't killed me yet. I get dirty. Now I don't be dressed like I am now. I be dirty from head to toe, but the money is green.
So we've got to bring dollars into the area that's going to create economic wealth, economic empowerment. Money that a black man can open something besides a chicken wing.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm so damn tired of chicken wings. So we need economic empowerment, okay? So that people can have jobs. They can create a good living environment for their children. So why should you got G.A. Holloway, they got you, Your name is gonna be on the ballot. G.A. Holloway's name is going to be on the ballot. Why should they push the button, put the X or wherever it is for Eddie Neal?
A very good reason why. Look at what you have had. And if you keep doing the same thing and you keep getting the same results, then try something different.
Mm-hmm.
Try me. And you will, if I don't make a difference, then get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. It's very simple. That's what I've been doing all of my life. This is the way I have voted all of my life. You don't fool me. You don't fool me because you're black. You don't fool me because you're a member of this organization. I watch what you do, and better than that, I watch what you don't do.
Okay.
Yes, I watch what you don't do or what haven't been done. Some things now. There are some things that is going to take an effort, a concerted effort, more than just 2 or 3 people. But if you don't get up and initiate the change, nobody is going to do it for you. You have to initiate change.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's just like the sheriff's department not patrolling Orange Mountain. The sheriff department comes into my community to put people out, stack their furniture up, but I don't see the sheriff department driving down Park Avenue to help keep the people safe, even though I'm paying Shelby County taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't come from, like I was telling you earlier, would you purchase 2 automobiles, the upkeep of 2 automobiles, the payments of 2 automobiles, but you only have access to 1? You wouldn't do that.
But in all fairness to the sheriff's department, do you know that there are only 600?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
600. When I was talking to Floyd Bond, because I was thinking that the number of sheriff deputies
Would equal the police department.
the police department.
That's not the case, and I'm aware of that. But on the other hand, if the sheriff's department is understaffed, then take this Shelby County tax money that you're getting from the people of Memphis. Can't you hire some more? We pay it. The people in Memphis pay Shelby County tax.
We're gonna have to get us some county commissioners that see it the same way too. Now,
Well, of course we do. That's why it's so important for black people, especially black people, to vote.
mm-hmm.
Quit sitting around talking about they're gonna do what they've been doing. If you sit around and don't do nothing, that means that you're allowing them to do whatever the heck they wanna do. So it's up to us. It's up to us to make a change.
All right, Eddie Neal, tomorrow, early voting starts. Vote, he's in your area, Orange Mound, is it Parkway Village, Parkway Garden?
No, Parkway Gardens, Glenview, Parkway College area, Bethel Grove, Cherokee, in those communities, and you can vote for Eddie Neal.
Vote for Eddie Neal. You've heard him tonight, and I'm gonna bring him back on before the August 2nd election. This is early voting. Go out and early vote. When you get the G.A. Holloway's name, say, man, we don't want G.A. Holloway, okay? He has no record of getting anything done for those of you in the Orange Mound area and in the other areas, Glenview areas, Parkway Garden. He has no history of getting rid of the blight, has not created any bills that's gonna get rid of crime. It's time to send his ass to Hollywood, and he can be a stand-in for Steve Harvey. Gonna have to grow a few inches, but it's time now that we do something different. The change is up to you. Put in people who have integrity. Put people in office who are going to fight for you and don't give a damn about going along to get along. And that's what you got. And I've known Eddie Neal for over 30 years. He will take care. He's a man of his word. And you don't get many men of their word now that they can give you a handshake and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. But I like that. He's going to create bills. He's going to try to get bills passed that is going to help victims of crime. Yeah, I want programs for every Negro that's out here. Yeah, we're going to give you a film program, put your damn picture on there, and if you ain't got no insurance money, you can go to Arbonard, and for $6.95, go straight to the fire. Okay? We'll burn your ass up.
okay? But it's time that we put people in office that are not concerned about being Democrats and Republicans, but they are concerned about the people. And we've got to quit listening to these Negroes who are a part of these political organizations who only care about whether a Democrat or a Republican win. You got to make sure that the person that is elected, whether he's black or white, you've got to make sure that he's working for the betterment of the low and moderate income individual. Thank you, Brother Eddie Neal.
Thank you
for
for
coming and
having
being
me.
a part of the program. We're gonna get ready to take a commercial break, and then when we come back, one of them folks, Justin Ford, who wants to continue. He's turned out as a county commissioner. We're gonna hear his record. What has Justin Ford done as a county commissioner? Why should you vote for him other than his name being Ford? Okay. You're going to find out. And then, I'm watching about that girl in that ass woman. That's the first thing I got to know. I got to know, why are you whooping that girl's ass? Did you whoop the girl's ass? Y'all still together? What happened? Because see, some of y'all will get all taken up. Well, he whooped that girl's ass. I can't vote for him because he's a woman abuser. Well, let's find out. I'm gonna let Justin tell us the story of why I was laying up there that night and the news came on and Justin was in the back seat of a squad car at Church's Chicken. I said, well, damn, Justin, can you bring your friend a 2-piece and a roll and some jalapeno peppers? Hey, we will be back. Thank you. Don't forget, early voting starts tomorrow. Early vote. It's the 13th through the 28th. Okay, 13th through July 28th, early vote. Go out and early vote. When you early vote, you can go to any of the early voting sites, and I don't have them in front of me. Probably somebody will send them to me where you can go and early vote, but make sure you vote for Eddie Neal. We'll be back with Justin Ford right after these commercial messages. I got rid of that bitch, Matt Freddy. You want to come on my page and be a goddamn star. Punk motherfucker, you. All right, man.
Appreciate it. Y'all ready for me? Yeah, come on, Jay.
Yes, sir.
What
Well,
restaurant?
folks.
Where Matthew, your restaurant if I go?
Huh?
The restaurant.
Well, go to the restaurant.
Where y'all located?
You could be peed. You could be in a peed while we were doing this.
Can I get a picture out there, y'all quick?
I ain't got time. What? Just peed. We ain't got no damn time for you to be no damn photographer. You just want him in here.
Appreciate you.
First door, last door to your right.
Hey, you went out to T. Hardaway. I had to say that. T. Hardaway, boy.
Whitehaven 901, you like coming back on my page. Motherfucker, I think you a faggot. I think you're a faggot, motherfucker, because you keep following me everywhere I go. Shit. Tell your mama to come see me. Vote for Mr. Neal. Those of you in those areas, vote for him, okay? My mic is open to the people. Hello? My mic is open. Will you tell them my mic open?
All right, all right. I'm gonna answer you. I'm gonna answer you. I absolutely positively not. I probably wouldn't be here if it was.
It was what?
If it really did have it. Matthew, you better have the mic stand in front of it.
Yeah, you got to talk to her unless you want to hold it.
Cause yours look perfect.
But I'm leaning into mine.
How you get it down with your mom?
You don't need it down. Just talk into it.
I'm saying it's in my face. I want to get it down like yours, more comfortable.
You want to see his chin?
Yeah, like yours. There you go. Yeah, that's all
There you
Sure,
go.
you guys make me look good, man. I'm gonna-
You're forward, you know how to hold the damn mic.
For Fanny's Matthew Show. I'm back again.
Your daddy watching?
You know mother and father are watching. You know, they told me about the commercial. Say it looked good. And the people texting me now. I'm sure the phone will jump.
And somebody used that line on you today.
They did. I walked up, I said, Justin Ford, I want to be your state senator. She said, I saw the commercial last night. She said, Daddy's got you looking good.
A name that you can,
You can trust.
I didn't say that, but.
But you said a name you can pronounce.
Record, yeah.
A name you can pronounce.
Yeah.
Got all the early voting polls. Right, right. That way we can let them out, because I'm only gonna be about 4 or 5 open tomorrow.
David Jackson, well, come on and join.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I was on his Instagram. My God. Oh, let me bring people back on. I am, Quita. Perry Nicole, you talking about me, you talking about Justin. Say, he's so fine. Somebody wants to know, is he related to Henry Ford? God damn.
Nice gap, Mr. Ford.
Nice gap.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's like to turn me on. Pass the 2 appetizer.
You gotta tell me your favorite show, Richard Ford.
He look like Obama. Hello, Mr.
Motherfucker, they lying to you. These motherfuckers tell a motherfucker any lie they think of you.
They all sexy. She said they all sexy, Sharita Miller. Both of y'all fine pastors. Woo. Hey, Jeanette. She said she drive trucks fast. Like a young man from X sitting. I got my black on tonight.
Oh, God.
So they can see me sitting there.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
Facebook,
thought it was a delayed thing.
Instagram.
Okay, got you. You got everything wrong. Okay. So I can talk live to the people.
Yeah, they hear you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to be here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. I'm finna enjoy this interview. Ask all the
We're gonna see if you're gonna interview.
Yeah, we ready to roll. What they say, Thaddeus Matthews, the baddest man in the land.
Best man on TV. That's that. Well, you can set the lands.
They said, I was laughing the other day when we was on the way over here, and you asked the brother, you go to Greater Community Temple, and then you asked him another question, then you went off.
Yeah,
You
right.
remember the interview?
Mhm.
Yeah, they played it. So you live, you got all the main media streaming going. Okay.
Is that your cameraman? That's Justin's camera.
That's mine. It's fine, it's fine. We just record for private moments, you know. Well, I wouldn't say private. Memorable moments.
We got to make the campaign memorable. This is my 3rd time on here.
You ain't never been in this building.
I ain't never been, I'm tell you where I've been. Out there in Bartlett.
Yeah.
Then we were at, we was at Bartlett one. Not with the Bartlett twice.
Okay.
You had the first commission campaign, the second.
First time you was at the radio.
It was the radio. So that's right.
When you ran the very first time.
That's right. Then the second time you came and shot the commercial. We had the first campaign, we shot the commercial.
So you ain't gonna make your mind up about the radio commercials till next week?
He didn't even come back today. Said he was a little busy. So I'm gonna see if we can get it done in the morning. Trying to get them polls dressed for me. We got 5 we gotta do. It's on the 5 open in the morning.
This Mac Freddy really into me.
Hey, look, let me see if I seen him. I ain't never seen him.
Somebody like a big ass bird and dressed in all that polka dot ass purple. Stop playing. What the fuck wrong with dude? Man, my built up.
Last commercial.
The dude built up like a spatula. Old big neck ass.
You
will need to take another commercial before you go off tonight.
Okay. Is that what this how these young niggas talk now?
Yeah, that's how they talking that about. Tomato juice.
30 seconds.
Man, I don't give a fuck. You can block yourself too, Alicia. And you can block yourself too.
20
You know
seconds.
what I'm saying? All y'all, whoever got something negative to say on my live about Daddy Matthew, fuck him. And man, go kick rocks. Go to his show. Why y'all tuned in to
10 seconds.
anyway? Ain't y'all watching his show? Damn, ain't y'all watching what? I must be dead important.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Hold on, do you know that Freddie boy?
I've just heard about him tonight, Brother Matthews. You told me about him. I've never heard of
Yeah,
him. No.
he doing live now. He wants to be somebody so bad.
Yes.
And I understand. If you want to be somebody, you might as well try to emulate the very best. Justin Ford is in the house, young man. I've known most of his life. He damn sure old. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Justin Ford is running for state senator, District 29, a position that his uncle John Ford held for many years. John Ford was probably the most influential senator that we had ever had from this area, and probably the whole state of Tennessee, where even legislators from the eastern side of Tennessee always wanted the influence and power of a John Ford, and John is doing quite well. Then his aunt Ophelia held the office as well. How's Ophelia doing?
I know she is doing wonderful. I saw her about 2 weeks ago. She's doing wonderful.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Justin Ford
Yes, sir.
was on the county commission for 8 years.
Still on the commission. Still on it.
Oh, still on the
Yes,
commission.
yes, sir.
Excuse
Yes,
me.
sir. Still serving.
Still commission.
Yes,
Excuse
sir.
me. Hello?
Still- I'm serving September 1.
Yeah.
Faithfully.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner.
Ford. Yes, sir.
He's still commissioner.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Commissioner.
Yes, sir. Your commissioner at your service.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Ford.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I helped him win his first election 8 years ago when I was on radio. And we're going to talk about some of the things that Justin has done. But first of all, Justin, tell
Yes,
me about that ass whooping. Tell me about the young lady.
Yes.
Because it was all over the news.
Yes.
What has it been, a year now or
I've been
2 years?
about a year and 2 months since the incident that took place here in Shelby County.
What happened? I was sitting up on Sunday night. I had my little Hennessy in my hand.
Right.
And I turned on the news, breaking news.
Right.
Commissioner Justin Ford
Right.
in the back seat of a squad car at Church's Chicken
Yes.
for jumping on, I forget the young lady's name, and it's not important.
Yes, sir.
What happened, Justin?
Well, I say this, Brother Matthews, out of respect for everyone in that particular situation. First and foremost, let me apologize if I have not done to the constituency whom I represent in District 9 for their shortcoming a year and 2 months ago. It changed my life for the better. I had an opportunity after it happened, Brother Matthews, to learn several things. One, how to treat one another as far as how we deal in our interactions. Number two, I learned about how if you make a mistake, how it can be magnified, but you can come back from them. You can continue to work when you make those mistakes and also redeem yourself. And then thirdly, I learned how that once a lie begins to travel, it'll take on so many different things. I had some irresponsibility that night, but I did not, and I tell my mother, my sister, and all those ladies who've been around me, I did not place my hands or did I not physically assault my friend.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What happened with the case? Is it dismissed?
As of Monday, it has been dismissed. I've taken care of all my business that were required by the state. I had an opportunity to go through the probationary process, and that was 1 year of learning.
Okay.
You go through of course, your anger management, which was prescribed by the court, and you learn so many things. But what I did learn was how you get on the bump in the road, you got to accept it, come back and continue to work. And when that happened, Brother Matthews, I was back at work that following Wednesday in committee meeting, representing and serving the people as I'm doing here today.
Okay. And you never put your hands on the woman?
No.
Okay. So enough said as far as that. Make sure that in fact, just hold the mic in your hand, Justin. You're forward, you know how to hold the mic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Justin, we hear, especially when the name Ford comes up, we'll hear of the ills of a Ford, okay? A lot of people don't know about the accomplishments of Justin Ford as a county commissioner, a sitting county commissioner. So Justin, tell this audience what you have accomplished as a county commissioner.
Well, Reverend, that's a great question, and that's a question that I answer across this country as I represent this great county. First of all, let's start back when we go back to...
They're saying they can hardly hear him on this mic.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Okay.
First of all, let's go back to when we talk about the first election 8 years ago, when the people of Shelby County made history by electing me at 24 years old to become the county commissioner. We didn't stop there. For 4 years, we worked hard on an aggressive agenda. It included summer jobs. It included a grant program. It included inclusion of people of minority status in business with the county. It included lowering taxes. Those were all robust things that most people said we couldn't get done. Well, 8 years later, we have the Community Enhancement Grant, which funds nonprofits throughout the county to the tune of $4 or $5 million a year. Now in Shelby County, you have young people working in the summertime. And from us doing it on Shelby County, the city followed and others followed. Now in Shelby County, if you are a man or woman, you can sit at the table and you can do business with us fairly and get a shot. Now in Shelby County, you can be comfortable knowing that your taxes did not go up a week ago when we made those decisions in committee meeting. But over the last 8 years, Brother Matthews, I've done one thing, and that's represent the people. Something that I don't take for granted, something that I took seriously when I took oath of office on September 1st, 2010. And ever since that day, I've gone to the people and I've said to them, thank you for allowing me to serve. And I wanted to be the best commissioner I possibly could be. Could we have done better? Of course. Everyone in life can do better than what they do. But I tell you, over the last 8 years, it's been exciting representing the county, not only here in Memphis, but in Nashville, as I sit on the Tennessee County Commission Association, and national, as I sit as a board member of the National Association of County Officials. And we've done great things. We've saved schools in the process. West Haven Elementary was closed. It was there. It was on its last leg. But there were 13 commissioners in this county, 13 men and women who decided to hear the plights of the people of the West Haven, Whitehaven area who wanted their school to stay open. And not only did we keep it open, we built them a brand new school. And that's because we worked well together with our colleagues, 12 other individuals who represent this great county.
Okay. When we look at your record,
yes,
and we hear of the accumulation of what happened as a commissioner, what was it that Justin Ford orchestrated to take place? What decision that has benefited the citizens of your particular district that Justin Ford sat down and said, this is what needs to happen, and it happened?
Well, as the chairman, I served as chairman also, the youngest chairman of the County Board of Commissioners in the county history as well. In my second term, I began as the chairman. I was over a $1.6 billion budget at that time. I saved the county $26 million. It was a surplus, $26 million. With that $26 million, we had the summer job program, which there are a number of young men and women here in Shelby County who are going to get up in the morning and go to work for Shelby County because Justin Ford said young people need to work in the summer. We look at the minority participation in county government now. The next county commission will have a responsibility, and the next county commission will also see a fingerprint. And that was a fingerprint to make sure that everybody in this county can do business. I went to Detroit, Michigan 6 years ago, and I met with a group of people, and they said the county, Shelby County, must do more business with minorities. Go home, take the exact same duplicate legislation and make it ready. And 7 of my colleagues stood with me, and we made sure that minorities, with the minority petition program, we came up with our disparity study, which we funded, I pushed through, signed as the chairman, and we also put in place rules and regulations so that people can do business in the county. But let's talk about the community enhancement grants. Each commissioner gets $150,000 to go in their community. They can go inside the community and give it to a nonprofit within their community to do some good for the people. Take government necessarily, not necessarily from the people, but get the people who are actually doing the work on the ground an opportunity to do it. That was a brainchild of mine. It took us 5 years to do it. It took a new commission to get it passed, but it began on the first day of our job, of work. We looked at some other things. We wanted to make sure that the office of the county commission was open to the people. Right now, you can go to the county commission office. It's casual. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. You can meet a commissioner. We have adopted a way of government that is for the people, and that was ushered in when I walked in the door on September 1, 2010. My colleagues have respect for me. You can't become a chairman unless you have the respect of your colleagues and 7 votes from your colleagues, which is the majority. They chose me to lead them in 2010. $26 million in the bank later, hundreds of summer jobs later, people being able to do business in this county later. And then not only talk about that, all of the people that we've appointed to elected positions in this county. We talked about Brother Neal, who pointed out that he was appointed by the county board of commissioners. We've appointed people from judges to school board members. Matter of fact, when the city council dissolved their charter and got rid of the school system, and the Memphis City Schools dissolved their charter, it was the county commission who had to come in and do the best we could to save what we had left. And ultimately, you saw that everyone created their own municipalities and things of that nature. I fought hard against it, but I fought also to try to repair the problem. I sat through 2 days of meetings, trying to put together a stellar school board. And from that school board, they got us where we are today. So I've been very, very proactive, not reactive on things. Might not be the one you see on TV, taunting and saying I did it, because it takes more than one person on the commission. It takes a majority. It takes the people whom we represent to get things done. And I have an opportunity to represent some of the best people in the world in District 9.
Let's talk now about Senate Seat 29. What does Justin Ford say to those naysayers out there who say, well, it's been too many Fords in that particular position? John was there, Ophelia was there, and here come little Justin now. He wants to be there. Does the seat belong to the Fords? Why should we put Justin Ford there versus, I can't pronounce the lady's name that's running against you. She must be some foreigner or something. Why should we put Justin Ford there?
Well, you know what you get. You're 8 years later.
Hold it up.
8 years later, Thaddeus Matthews. 8 years. The people have elected me twice. I've also run for city mayor. I've also run for Congress. I've also run for city court clerk. I've been very productive, been very busy. Why send me? Because every morning I get out of the bed, I can guarantee you there's not one person in public service who will enjoy more than me going to Nashville, going there, representing the people, but working both sides of the aisles, as they say, making sure that we can get things done. Have you ever heard that old cliche, we won't get nothing done in Nashville because we don't have the majority? That's not true. When you go to a legislative body, it's about working through the obstacles. You know it's Democrats, you know it's Republicans, but when we're trying to put a bill together, it's not a Democrat or Republican way of doing it. A lot of the time we use that as a cop-out. It's time to go to Nashville, make Memphis serious again. I want Memphis to be respected again in Nashville. Make sure we get some money to West Tennessee, and that's why I'm going to go there to Nashville and do just what I did at the county commission, a consensus builder, a bridge builder, someone you can talk to, but more than importantly, someone that's going to ask and going to say, let's do something for Memphis. I represent Memphis, I love Memphis, born and raised in Memphis, and I love to go to the General Assembly to be one of 33 people representing District 29.
The person that's running against you, what would you say to the community? Here's this person that's running. A lot of times I've had people say, what's her name? And I try to pronounce it, and sometimes I mess up the name. Why would the citizens vote for you versus her?
Well, if we look at it experience-wise, let's go back to the 8 years, elected twice. My opponent, 4 years, elected twice. 4 from 8 is 4. More years experience there at the beginning. You know, people always talk about experience. Number 2, are you able to go in there on the first day of your job, and become the consensus builder? Become the person that can take the bumps. Become the person that understands the legislation. She's an intelligent lady, was an attorney, so no doubt that she understands legislation.
Now I've met some dumb lawyers.
But, I mean, I understand.
I gotta go report against one in the morning.
Yes, sir. But in respect to her and her having some
Sure.
relative experience in the House of Representatives there,
Mhm.
so she understands the lay of the land, but this is the state senate. It's a different, a government body. It's going to be a different house, and there are gonna be bills that can be originated there that can't be originated in the House. So that's when I'm gonna be able to come in off the ground running, working close with the colleagues. Let me tell you something that I wanna do. I talk about it all the time, Matthews. I led the General Government Committee on the County Commission for 6 of the 8 years I was there. The General Government Committee is responsible for getting things on agendas like appointments, anything over $100,000 being spent in the county, all legislation going to Tennessee. So my committees would be 2 and 3 hours long. I would work hard seeing all type of issues, all type of spending bills. And you had to deal with Democrat and Republican. In the Tennessee County Commission Association, I'm in what they call limited availability. There are more Republicans on the board, but we get a lot of things done when we put together our general agenda for the year. So I have relationships that I've already formed in Nashville, and I want to continue to matriculate and take those relationships to the next level and work hard for the state of Tennessee as well as the people of District 29 in West Tennessee.
When we look at your opponent, and she's in the House.
Yes.
Is the Senate area, Senate district, is it larger than her House district?
The Senate area is larger than her House district and my commission district. The Senate district will compose roughly, don't quote me on it, but about 52 to 53 electoral boxes on election day. It goes from Millington to Boxtown.
Okay.
It includes everything in between Whitehaven, some parts of Orange Mound, some parts of Midtown, Downtown, North Memphis, Raleigh, Frazier, Whitehaven, and everything in between.
So would you be the senator for where my church?
Yeah, I would be your senator. If elected by you and the people, I'll be your senator.
Okay.
And I come by and see you as well.
Okay.
You know, politicians love to go to the church and speak.
Well, I don't let politicians speak.
What about your friend?
Well, I can't let my friends speak.
But yes, seriously speaking, it's a very large district. We've been canvassing it all day. I mean, you're talking about the northern point that you can go in the county to the southernmost point. Boxtown, I know you're familiar with it. And we'll be going everywhere in between. So her district currently now, I think it's about 13 boxes. So in my district right now is about 1921. But when I became a county commissioner, we had the super districts with about 36. So I've represented the mass numbers before. I've seen how to run a campaign. I've seen how to actually put together the mechanisms you need in order to win a 55-box campaign. The state senate is 33 members in the state senate, 99 in the House.
Okay.
So 33 members.
So what's the difference in the representation in the House versus the representation in the Senate?
Well, it's almost like the federal government, the checks and balances. You know, the U.S. Congress, and the U.S. Congress consists of the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. So we scale it down to the state level. You have a governor and you have 2 houses, the representatives and the senators, the General Assembly. 99 will meet in that house, 33 in the state Senate. Bills can originate from the Senate and go through, but they have to, they can originate from the Senate, but can't originate from the House and go through bilateral. So it's a check and balance thing. It can come through the Senate, it comes through the House of Representatives, it must go through the Senate, then the governor signs.
Okay. We're gonna take a commercial break and come back. Tomorrow night, I want you to join me for the Thaddeus Matthews Show. No politics on what I call risque Friday nights. Tomorrow night on the Thaddeus Matthews Show, we're going to talk about sexual fantasies. What's your sexual fantasy? Have you fulfilled all of your sexual fantasy? Have you fulfilled all your?
Brother Matthew, I'm a Christian, man. I'm doing some Christian things in this great city. And I'm just trying to handle business and go to the state house, the state senate, District 29. That's my fantasy. I want to be a senator.
All right, but that's
yes, sir.
That's what. Okay.
That's what our show will be about
Yes, sir.
tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
No politics, none of that. Tomorrow night, sexual fantasies. Have you fulfilled all of your sexual fantasies? Do you have any nays and yays? Are you being fulfilled with all of your fantasies? Is there any sexual fantasy that you have on your bucket list? So you make sure that you join me on tomorrow night. We're gonna take a commercial break and we'll be right back here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show with Commissioner Justin Ford.
Bro, Matthew, you fine. I should not be dreaming about this city, man. That's all I've been dreaming about the last 34 days. Please give me that.
Ooh.
Tony Walls, or that's his daughter, Walls.
Somebody's, Laquitas, Christians have sexual fantasies too. That's one of my numbers.
Is Samuel Mays one of your members?
Huh?
Samuel Mays.
He was.
He posted a nice thing up last night. I guess he saw it on your show.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He quit coming to church.
Oh, yeah, he had a nice thing. I said he must have saw Brother Matthew's show.
Yeah, okay, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, you got a little fan club going on.
Laquita, what?
Scroll back.
Okay, go
Laquita, what's your,
Back.
Laquita's Paris, and Laquita ain't had no man in a few years. And you her fantasy.
What?
She's in the Bible.
Don't give all my tithes and offering money to Justin.
So we need some campaign companies. What they go to doors of the church on?
Yeah, don't give all the tithe money away,
She a good
Justin.
time.
Oh, one of my favorite right members.
Oh, man. Well, you got to hit them.
She sits on front row.
Do she have a pistol?
Huh?
Do she have a pistol?
Oh, she always got the pistol.
At all times?
Oh, yeah, we got, I got
you
two.
hit from 30, 40 feet out?
She shot Dale, some folks thought they were gonna rob her where she used to live.
Right.
Late one night, her and my daughter was out. Guy jumped out the car with a pistol. She immediately pulled on him.
Wow.
Why y'all bring me back on the TV? Are y'all looking at the TV? Control room. Well, can I get some more commercials? I've got some more. Laquita, here's my good memory. Y'all here talking about, yeah, we strapped on Sunday morning. Praise the Lord. Yes. Everybody don't know Jesus. But we'll send him to you. Send y'all to him. Hallelujah.
So they going live. They type this. What is that?
That's Facebook. This is Instagram.
And what's this one over here?
YouTube.
Yeah.
You got three going.
Yeah, she fired her weapon.
5 times.
5 shots off, and they were moving. Because when she pulled up that big gun she got on her side, they took off. She fired 5 rounds, tore up the dashboard of the car.
She told the dad.
I was hoping somebody was dead. I was gonna see some. It was right up there, not far from your business.
And what? Night off?
Yeah.
They said you get it's bad over this way.
Yeah, but she ain't done no more.
No, I ain't over there no more.
But you had it over there.
I would have got him, but my baby was with me.
So you went on it.
Not, but I had to tell him to drop, because I know he had one.
Right.
Drop 3, and she know when I said drop, she just
Drop
dropped.
on the ground. Because it's been a
And
good
by the
time.
time I said drop 3 and turn, he turned around and started running.
What?
But that's all right. Somebody said they gonna vote for you just today in New York.
I just don't like his ass. I just don't.
This is
like
favorite line. We listen to that all the way over here, bro, Matthew.
You know what,
One
you know,
cause that
Bishop
send
Porter-
y'all straight to hell. Well, bye. Take your motherfucking ass on.
You know,
Boy, did you know it?
Bishop Porter,
Mm-mm.
Bishop Porter, they got Courtney Pruitt on the phone. This is what we've been watching all day.
Man. When they pulled that one up, bro, Matthew, I couldn't take it no more.
What?
They pulled that up.
Your
and they
Bishop
pulled
Porter, your
What?
Bishop Porter interview, I just don't like his bitch ass.
I don't.
What's your name? Courtney Pruitt, that's your name. What you think I'm be doing? I'm be spraying, what are you spraying on me? I'm supposed to count me right there. Man, we've been listening all day.
That was on the commercial appeal. They called me in at Hamilton High School. They had walked out the school.
What?
That picture you had, the
Oh,
first picture,
okay.
they walked out the school, wasn't going back in. They didn't go back in until I got there. They said,
Wow.
they called me, they said, they ain't going back in until Justin get there. And they went, I said, man, look, going back in school. They went back in school.
Wow.
That's why it was on the front page paper. This right here was, that picture with Walter Bailey was redistricting. They made the district smaller, so it made, it changed politics in essence. Every 10 years it's gonna change. The school system changed, the commission districts changed, the term limits came in, so it's just a different day in politics now. We were up in Millington, we brought a conference to Memphis, about 300 people in town. It was the National Association of Commissioners, county officials. We were in Prince George's County right here, and we were talking about economic development. Prince George's County is the fastest growing county in America. They've spent billions of dollars there right outside of Washington, D.C. They've transcended the black neighborhood over there, and it's black people. That was on the second campaign. We run against Council Lady Robinson and President of the school system, Keith Williams. So all them pictures significant, Brother. I brought the Secretary of Transportation to town. Fox, under Obama. Transportation, the biggest budget federal, and you know we need roads and bridges repaired at all times. And one of the things we talk about you're gonna talk about roads, bridges, you do a lot in the state, where the money goes as far as doing the work. And then the other thing, we talk about gun laws, which is big. I heard Rollins on TV talking about, you know, because you can carry the gun in the car without the works permit, concealed permit or something.
It's an extension of the castle law.
Castle law, yeah. So, you know, when you go to the state senate, you know, it's just like at the county commission, you can amend things, but you gotta get the votes to get it done.
All right, well, y'all be paying attention to the politics. Shit, yeah.
What they say?
Y'all ain't talking about how good you looking on that shit. That's a funeral home makeup here, guys.
What kind of makeup is it?
The funeral home makeup. Y'all do know your Undertaker too. Huh?
Look, we said bring him to the barber shop.
She wanna see the barber shop? I'll tell her to come on by and see it.
She listening.
Oh, she can hear, okay, good. McCree, we're gonna come see you at the barber shop. Eddie Neal, but he got the hard commercial.
Hey, they say you look like Malcolm.
Yeah, with them two X's on
I
the screen.
told you.
You look like Malcolm X.
The civil rights days.
You know, we used to wear a lot of black tie, white shirt.
Oh, you Muslim tonight.
Yeah, I went Muslim on.
Assalamu alaikum.
Mr. Farrakhan had an interaction while I was on the county commission. I introduced him at Lamorne on college, my third year, when he came and spoke. I had a chance to meet the members.
Oh man, he like it. He showed up.
And Eddie Neal to Henry Brooks. Oh, you got to talk about those locations. Dave Wells, I'm gonna be out there in North Memphis tomorrow. Election commission out there on Nixon Road in the farm, at Chevy Farm. Abundant Grace will be open.
Damn, they said ladies, he can bury you.
Mississippi Boulevard and New Bedford.
They said that's Jackie Wilson's grandson. Yes, he got that Malcolm Vine on his suit. Oh, boy.
Who was that like Jackie Wilson there?
Yeah, damn.
Don't be cruel.
Oh, they said don't be jealous of that light-skinned brother.
God damn it, we gotta put your man on the show. I'm gonna cut the camera off, Justin, so y'all can just get some information.
Man, ain't that something? I'll be there to see you, Justin. Oh, we Aquarius.
So we live on there. Yeah, they already saw it, but they in the car.
They sure been asking, don't say it too loud, they might hear it. They've been asking all this personal questions.
Oh, y'all got, I've never seen this commercial right here now.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Wait a minute. That's kind of like my friend up in Golden Gate had a commercial like that in Dallas.
Golden Gate?
Brother Beckwith, in Dallas, Texas. Good friend of mine. He got a commercial similar to this.
Announcing this ain't the damn church here tonight, okay? Now, in fact, just buy. I ain't gonna argue with nobody else, I'm gonna just take y'all asses off.
They said don't cut the camera off, Pastor, they just enjoying.
I'm gonna cut.
They just enjoying the eye candy, please
Don't cut it off, Pass.
I'm gonna cut the camera off, Justin.
So tomorrow night, you gonna get it in tomorrow night.
They say he's educated, handsome, and well-spoken.
Then goddamn it, y'all take y'all asses to the polls then.
So we need them at the polls now. We need you to be at the polls. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the early voting now. We need to recognize it. If everybody needs to go vote, don't worry about that. Don't worry about how the machines don't work better than just go vote tomorrow. Again, I'm challenging everybody to take 3 people with you.
Last commercial.
All right.
Focus on politics. Well, we got all these babies now.
30 seconds.
Bro, back there. I ain't going to no other shows. All the shows I'm doing, over the entire campaign. Might be
20
election night
seconds.
special. What you say?
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show with my guest, County Commissioner, Shepherd County Commissioner Justin Ford, who is running now for State Senate, District 29. Early voting starts tomorrow. Those of you all over the city, basically, can vote for Justin Ford all over the county. Justin, early voting is tomorrow. Are you prepared for early voting? Where are the early voting locations?
Well, I'll tell you this, yes, sir, this is one of the days that I've been preparing myself for a long time, been waiting for this day to come forward, first day of early voting. I always say campaign will end how it begins, and we want to kick off big. We want the people of Memphis and Shelby County to go ahead and vote early. Let's not wait till election day. Let's go ahead and go vote. If you want to see me tomorrow, you're going to see me amongst 3 or 4 different polling locations, especially inside District 29. Dave Wells Community Center.
North Memphis.
North Memphis. I'll be out there tomorrow. I'll be out there 3 or 4 hours. Come see me at the polls. Abundant Grace, right in the heart of Whitehaven, the area who sent me to the county commission, who kept me at the county commission. I'll be there as well tomorrow, being able to interact with the people. Mississippi Boulevard, Midtown, which is a very, 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 very huge part of my district. I'll be there as well tomorrow. We also have New Bethel Church, which I believe is out on Poplar Pike. It'll be open tomorrow. And then out at the Election Commission at Shelby Farms on Nixon Avenue. I will begin my day there at 8 o'clock. Those will be the first 5 polling locations that will be open. As a matter of fact, that's what we've done. They initially only had 1 early voting location that was going to open tomorrow. The controversy began. Members from the Democratic, Republican parties, as well as the Election Commission came in last Wednesday, asked the commission what we could do. Could they be added to the agenda? General government just told you about that. I decided then, yes, this was a serious matter. It affected not only the people in the urban areas, but it affected all voters. It didn't matter if you were from Germantown or if you were in Memphis. It affected us all. We listened. After everything was said, I suggested to our chair lady, Madam Chairman Heidi Schaefer, and our vice chairman, Commissioner Willie Brooks, that we come up with any resolution that will pay for additional polling locations being open if the election commission goes back, rescinds their initial opening of 1 and decide to open a couple more locations. And this is why we are here today. And that started in my committee, and that particular situation would not have occurred had they not came to the County Board of Commissioners, and we paid for it.
I think that a lot in our audience, whether it's social media or whether it's those who are watching by way of television, you're learning a lot about Justin Ford that you did not know, because he's not always in front of the TV cameras, but you're hearing of his service, and that's what you want done. I'm urging those of you who are watching right now, vote for a name that you can pronounce, vote for a name that you recognize, and that's Justin Ford. Vote for a man who has a record of service, not a Johnny come lately to the game that's being supported by some of the political players. They got this new group strategists. They call it king makers. I said, well, damn, how's she gonna, what's the woman's name? I forgot her name. She had a,
Where's she from? Whitehaven?
yeah, it used to be
Tawan, Scott Mississippi?
Tawan. How y'all gonna come up with a group, y'all gonna be king makers? Hell, y'all couldn't win yourself. Somebody, y'all gonna make some kings. Well, they didn't say they was gonna make no queens, so, we got to stop allowing other folk who have political agendas to formulate what happens in our community. We need people who have records of service to be placed in office. Justin Ford, and Justin gets a little crazy. He ain't but 32?
I'm 33 years old, bro, Matthew. 33.
33 years
Yes, sir.
old.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's 33 years old. And he's did a few little dumb things in his life, but he's 33. Now, all of us do dumb things when you're 33,
Right.
okay? But he's a single man. He's a businessman. He has the Justin Ford Funeral Home,
Right.
but he also works with his father, Joe Ford, and Joe Ford Funeral Home. So I knew him when he was a little bitty boy, running around at the funeral home all in the damn way. But he's grown to be a man of service. The family, the Ford family. Say what you want to say about it. And oh God, I know all of them. And I know them all well. I know the good, the bad, and the ugly. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, it goes all the way back to his uncle, Harold Sr. Okay, it really go back to your granddad,
N.J.
N.J. Ford, as he was known as the Colonel
Right.
back in them days.
Right.
Colonel Ford. Yes, he kept a fresh Cadillac.
Was it fresh?
Oh, N.J. always kept a new Cadillac.
Mhm.
Yeah, N.J. instilled in his boys and his girls, there are some girls, he instilled in his family community service. Say what you want to say about Harold Sr., and there's some things I can say. But there was always community service, constituents. In his office, constituent service was always important. John Ford, say what you want to say about John Ford, the most influential state senator that we've ever had in the state of Tennessee, and especially from this particular area. Then you had Dr. James Ford.
Yes, sir.
Dr. James Ford, mild-mannered until you ruffled his fellow. Emmett was in office for a while
Yes,
too.
he was state representative.
Yes, Emmett was Luke Emmett Ford was a state representative as well. I think Ophelia has been the only one of the sisters or one of the females in the Ford family that has been there. I want you to go out and give away, and we got Justin in office, and then you got Ed Ford Jr.,
My first cousin, yeah.
first cousin. And I want y'all to one for y'all start to messing up. Ed Ford Sr. will be running for city council next year. So when y'all trying to find your little kings and queens and little princesses, Ed Ford Sr. will be running for city council, to return to the city council. See, one thing I like about the Fords, and they're crazy. I ain't met a Ford yet that wasn't crazy. But they're crazy enough to fight for the people in the community. This little girl whose name we can't even pronounce, she's a nice young lady. Nice young lady. But we need somebody that's gonna fight, not no one that's mild-mannered. We want somebody who has a legacy of service. And here's what you get also in Justin. If he gets at the state level and he gets dumbfounded, and I don't think that he will, you see that he's an intelligent young man. He always has family members that he can call, hey, Uncle John.
And he's one of the consultants on the campaign as well. They
Yeah.
with me every day. Thank you, Uncle John.
Yeah, John is a consultant. who better than, how many years did John stepped in?
That's 40?
John went up there on 40 years,
Was
was
40 years. 31 years, 31.
Damn, John.
And he also served as the state senator, and I believe at that time he was the court clerk as well.
Yeah.
He was they did double
He
duty.
was Shelby County clerk.
Very, very great wealth of knowledge and experience, and he has been very serious about this campaign, not only being serious as far as winning, but making sure that the business of the people is taken care of at all times. And making sure that when we go to Nashville, the office gets back, like we said, Memphis will be respected from this point forward in Nashville if elected.
Let me ask you this. As a state senator, what is your agenda? What is your proposal that you want to do in Nashville?
Well, there are the cliche answers, but there are some things, Brother Matthews, that we're going to talk about. We talked about them earlier. We want to always focus on education. We want to make sure that education funding is not only fair across the state, but is equitable to all children in the state of Tennessee. The other thing that we want to address, we want to address some of the laws on books pertaining to guns. We want to address some of the laws on the books pertaining to issues with domestic violence and things of that nature. We also want to make sure, if we go to the state senate, that we keep in mind that this great state we're living in has some of the greatest cities in America. But we want to make sure that Memphis gets its fair share. We want to make sure that Memphis is highlighted in the great state of Tennessee, not just Nashville. We don't want to go against Nashville, but we want to know that the people of America know that we have some great people here and some great opportunities, and we sit on one of the greatest rivers in the world, and we have some of the greatest amenities here. And I want to continue to bring state funding to areas where they say have been dilapidated, areas that they say need investment. Bring those state dollars in so that those people can open the businesses that will create the jobs and that will create the opportunity for our communities to thrive. That's what I want to do as the state senator. But more importantly, Brother Matthews, I want to do as a state senator is get on the ground running, get in the leadership position, have the true responsibility of the people, and be a person that the state of Tennessee can count on. And that's what I want to do as your next state senator.
When we talk about crime, Justin, what can you do from the state level as far as crime in Shelby County is concerned?
Well, Brother Eddie Neal, who was a former representative who was here before me, he brought up a particular law that he would like to pass, give you a mandatory 10 years. I want to be able to look at the law from both the perpetrator and the victims, those people who go through the system, who've paid their debt to society, and making sure that they're whole individuals once they're have done and are released and have done everything that they're supposed to do. As far as with victims of crime, we must make harsh penalties on crime. I agree with that. But we also must take the time now to look at mental health. Mental health is very, very important, and we need to invest money in it. And a lot of these things are mental health issues that we need to deal with here in Shelby County and Memphis. But I will continue to support those bills that come through the House that will be hard on crime, those people who perpetrate crime, but also I will look at it from another perspective, and that is the individuals who have been given an opportunity, a second chance, making sure that they have true second chances. We talk about the expungement process that some of the candidates are running on. We can get you expunged for $35 for free if you go out here on a Saturday morning. But those are for very, very low level misdemeanors, almost like taking bubble gum at the store. Most people don't have that type of charge. Most people have high misdemeanors to felonies. In order to get jobs in this state or across the country, sometimes you can't have that. In my situation, had I received that, I wouldn't be the commissioner. So I want to make sure that people understand that we have, and I have seen it from both sides of it. And when you're writing laws, that's the only way you're able to write a true law. When you know the pros and the cons and how it affects the people. Every day that I bury, or every day that I sit with a family whose child has been a victim of homicide or has been a victim of the opioid crisis here in America, they want answers. They want someone to sit there and listen. It may not happen at that time, but if you walk it through, you can make progression. I didn't think the summer jobs were going to ever happen. It took 6 years to happen, and it finally did. I didn't think that people were able to do business in Shelby County fairly. It took 5 years for that to happen, and it did. I honestly never thought I could be the chairman. It took 4 years, and the people did it. So those are the things I want to do. Be a champion for the causes of the people here. We know education is true to us, but people want to see Memphis on the map again. And we're going to get investments from the state to make sure Memphis is the premier city it is. We were premier back in the day, and we're prepared here to that.
Will you be accessible to the citizens of District 29?
I'm the most accessible politician in the country, probably. I mean, you could probably catch me at churches getting a two-piece and a pepper, Brother Matthew.
You need to stay out of churches. You go to Kentucky and Jack
Kentucky, Jack Colonel, those places. But feel free if you see me like most people do. I'm not unapproachable. I enjoy doing what I do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep a smile on my face, and if you see me and encounter me, you will always hear me say this: thank you for allowing me to serve. But I'm gonna be very accessible. One thing about the Ford brand, it has always been about accessibility and working for the people and being of service to the people. As my father would always say, we're going to take the doors off the hinges in the state senate and make sure that the state senate is accessible, just like the county commission office is accessible, and just like the city council office was accessible, and the congressional office was accessible.
Boy, you're all right.
I feel pretty good.
I see. You got that picture. I feel pretty good now.
And I attended theological school as well.
Just
I've been MCUPS, Memphis Center for Urban Theological Study. I learned some things. I want to get into the word, but it's one step at a time. Politician, preacher, funeral director.
You been to theology school?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got a few sermons as well.
You didn't do a sermon?
Few.
Where?
I'm gonna come. Can I be a guest speaker at the church?
You know what?
I'm serious when I ask this. I mean,
I'm serious. I don't let folk come in my.
I will be a guest speaker there, and I think that I can bring some encouraging words to the people. Especially in North Memphis, I need them to help me as well. People say,
Just like,
yeah,
you're right. I know you're undertaker. I know you're film director. You got embalming too?
I'm a licensed embalmer. I'm a licensed funeral director, and I have an establishment license here in the state of Tennessee. So.
And you've been to theology school?
I've been to theology school. I hadn't graduated, but I've been, and I'm on my way.
So you can say a word?
I can say some words. Man, I think, did you see my Facebook page? My home church is St. James A&E Church. I say hello to all the members who make it watching. St. James A&E Church on 4th Street. I'm a member there.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I sit in the same spot every Sunday and enjoy them every Sunday.
You go to church every Sunday?
They see me in the balcony every Sunday.
Just in the balcony? Don't you get that late?
I'm gonna let the preacher answer that question. But St. James and to all of the churches representing Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee, thank you for the work you're doing. I work closely with a lot of them doing the nonprofit.
Well, I got one of my numbers. Laquita, should I let Justin come and say a word on a Sunday morning? Preach. Ain't talking about politics.
I think you might like the preaching better.
Huh?
Because it's a difference. Because I try to hoop too. We don't have to go there tonight, but no Brother Ford can bring it. I won't have Reverend on it or pastor. It just say Brother Ford. I don't go in the capacity of commissioner when I go to the church. Brother Ford.
We're going to have to see.
You asked me another question. You asked me, how have I contributed in a positive way in Shelby County? We're talking about preaching and the responsibilities of a commissioner. One of the great responsibilities that I have, ladies and gentlemen, I marry people, couples. I've married about 30 people since I've been in office. And I believe all of them are still married and have blessed unions. And I perform the wedding. So to everyone who's been married under my signature and my voice, congratulations, and 50, 60 more years.
Right. As a commissioner, you do have that power.
Yes, the authority to marry individuals, and people have called me. I perform big weddings, I perform very basic weddings, but it's always a blessing to see two people come together.
You can't do no divorces over here.
Not yet. I have to get a law degree and become a judge. So maybe when I get to the state senate and go to Vanderbilt and become a run for judge, we can do some divorces. But we try not to divorce people. We want everybody to stick together.
Okay.
So that's just some of the things we've done. It's a myriad of things we've done. I don't want to brag. Some people get upset when you start talking about I. Politics is not an I game. It's a we game. We must do it together.
Well, here's what I'm telling we to do tomorrow. Justin Ford, vote for Justin Ford, State Senator, District 29. A name that you can remember, a name that you can pronounce. Justin Ford. Okay? Vote for him. Let's continue the legacy that we know that Fords have when it comes to service in the community. Well, it's always been Ford. Well, you've always gotten service from a Ford. And again, we go back all the way to Harold Senior, and we come all the way back to Justin. We talk about Ed Jr., we talk about Ed Senior, we talk about his dad, Joe. And the list goes on. It is time for us to make sure that we have people in office that's gonna represent. Cause see, one thing for sure, just to know, if you don't do right, I'm gonna call his ass out.
No doubt.
Now, Justin and I done fell out before. We done cussed each other out. And it's subject to happen again. It is.
My father always said, it's subject to happen again.
Yeah, it's subject
To happen again.
to happen again, okay?
If we don't take your responsibility.
If you don't take care of what you're gonna do, Justin knock it all in his ass. That's the game, and because we have a relationship as friends, and I've known him since he was a lad of a child, that does not mean that I won't get in his ass when I think that he's messing up.
And let me interject on that.
You can pull that mic up to you.
Yeah, no, and you say a good point. And, you know, nothing but respect throughout the years. When I look back at all of the campaigns, you've been beneficial in the campaign. And
you're hard-headed sometimes,
but you know what? Sometimes you know, when you become your friends or your contemporaries or you someone you've been around for a while, you can talk to people and you can express things sometimes that others may think is derogatory or negative. But at the same time, if you are a person who's real and understands constructive criticism, like I've become.
Yeah, like I have to cuss him out. Okay, I can't talk to him like because he'll forward. Okay, I have to cuss Justin out, but you know, and he don't get too bad. He'll do that old sit ass laugh like he's doing right now. But we have to be able to talk to politicians real. You can't just go up and give them what sounds good. You got to demand service, and you have a right to have service. All right, I gotta get out of here. Don't forget Sunday morning, Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. Sunday morning, I'm going to be talking about at 10 o'clock, come out from the in crowd. In fact, I got two titles, and I'm going to intertwine them. Come out from the in crowd and give it up and turn it loose. Tomorrow night on the Thaddeus Matthews, I'm tired of talking about all the folk getting murdered, and I'm tired of politics. Tomorrow night is Risque Friday night. Sexual fantasies. What, Mike?
Sexual fantasy.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley.
What's your fantasy, Mike?
You still have 2 minutes.
Mike Williams is getting ready to come in. Everybody has sexual fantasies. The preacher has sexual fantasies. The politician, the undertaker. They got sexual fantasies.
People have fantasies.
People have fantasies.
But I told you earlier what my fantasy was. And that's going to Capitol Hill in Nashville, Tennessee. District 29, please.
That's the only orgasm you want.
That's the only thing that's gonna help me at this time. I want to go to the General Assembly and represent the constituents who sent me 8 years ago to serve on their behalf. I want to represent them and the great constituent District 29 in the great state of Tennessee. And Brother Matthews, I really appreciate you allowing me to come on the show. And as you said, platforms like this allow those individuals who are seeking the public's trust to come on, answer the tough questions, but most importantly, get our message out. And the most important message here is to go vote over the next 2 weeks. Make tomorrow the biggest day in election day history on early voting.
If
if you can get there.
And don't vote for nobody that you don't see on this program.
I agree with that.
All right. And that's David Lenore. You saw his advertisement. You saw Justin's. Floyd Bonner will be with me for a short period on Monday night. He can be elected as the first black sheriff of Shelby County. Who else I got there? Shalandra Ford. Vote for her as well. Who else I got? Barbara Cooper.
Great lady.
Barbara Cooper. Can't vote for nobody else in that area, but Barbara, she may be 80-something years old, but damn it, every time I call her,
She responds.
she responds. She's gonna have Tamara in her office in Nashville. Get with me. Vote for everybody that you see advertising on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. If you don't see them advertising on the Thaddeus Matthews Show, they ain't no damn good, no damn way. They ain't? So, that's it. You want the black vote, won't bring no black dollars. I gotta go. Y'all ready for me to go?
Yes, that time.
It's that time, okay. All right, coming up next, my good friend Michael Aura Williams is coming with Memphis Behind the Badge, and he's going to be talking to the citizens of Memphis about the police department. Don't forget, damn it, don't vote for Lee Harris tomorrow. As I thought about the police, remember that Lee Harris, on 6/25/2013, he voted to raise taxes and cut the budget of the police department by $6 million, preventing Memphis from recruiting and retaining police officers. And that was the year we broke the homicide record. Don't vote for that clown at all. Because when you vote for a clown, you become a part of the circus. I'm Thaddeus Matthews, and until tomorrow night, top of the evening to you.
Boy, I had a good time.
Hard.
That was harsh.
Clown.
Come apart.
Bro, Matthew, thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta make one more stop.
You damn sure, folks.
I enjoyed it. You know, you told me that 4 years ago.
Yeah, you folks.
We had the light situation there.
See you, man.
Bro, Matthew, thank you. I
You're
enjoyed
fine.
it. I enjoyed it.
We'll bring you back once more before the August 2nd.
Please do. And come back headquarters, Sam.